Hello there, and welcome back to ADcraft. Do you want to learn how to build this Japanese water shrine in your creative or survival world? Well, don't go anywhere, as we'll be showing you a block-by-block tutorial on how to make it based on the Iksukushima water shrine in Japan. Also, at the end of the video, please make sure you keep watching, as you'll be able to see this with a full shader pack on and also in vanilla textures. First thing we're going to do is look at the block palette that we're going to be using for this. So the main blocks that we're going to be using to build this shrine are the granite block. So we've got the granite block, we've got the granite stairs, and we've also got the granite wall. Then to go on top of that for the roof, we've got the dark oak planks, we've got the dark oak stairs, and the dark oak slabs. And then finally we've got some prismarine blocks, we've got some prismarine stairs and some prismarine slabs. Now if you're building this in a survival world and you don't have any prismarine that you can use for this, then you can use things like cobblestone or stone variants to actually top this off, and that'll look fine still. In order to embellish this and make it look better, we're going to be using some dark oak trapdoors and some jungle trapdoors. And then for lighting, we're going to be using some of these fantastic lanterns and then some hidden lighting that can be any block you like, but I'm going to be using some sea lanterns here. And lastly, we are going to be putting on some banners. Now I'm going to have a video coming out very shortly on some Japanese banner design, so make sure that you do subscribe and like the video to make sure that you don't miss anything for that future update. In terms of building this shrine, we're going to be using a 9x14 space, and it's worth making sure that you do have that 2-block center if you do choose to scale this up, but this is basically as close to scale as you can get in a Minecraft world. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is placing some foundation blocks. I've placed some sea lanterns underneath the water. So those are 1 and the 2nd block in, and then 1, 2, 3, the 4th block in on each of the corners. And we're going to be putting a granite block on top of these, and each one has 2 blocks of space in between them, and then there is a 6-block gap in between the 2 sets of legs. So that forms the basis of our actual of our shrine itself. Next, we're going to be pillaring up a number of blocks on either one of the sides to form the main parts of the archway. I'll finish that off later. And then we're going to bring some walls in. Now the fantastic thing about the walls is that the way that they connect to each other, once you've got these in place, gives you exactly the look that we're looking for with this shrine. If you look at photographs of the shrine, you'll see that. What we're going to do once we've placed 3 blocks up is actually place the walls in between that on the level above the water, and then a further 3 blocks up on that. Don't worry about this block, that will get fixed as soon as you put the trapdoor on top at the end. So do the same on both sides of this, and that gives you the basis for one side, and then repeat the process on the other side as well. Now, building this in water, it's worth noting that if you are building this in a survival world a bit offshore, it might be worth making yourself a dirt platform in order to actually be able to build this as easily as possible and scaffold up. So once we've come up, we're going to come up, once we've done those legs, we're going to come up 3 blocks, and then on the 4th block, we're going to start placing some walls in between these 2 pillars. That will form the basis of what we're actually going to do in terms of the archway, and then we come out 2 further blocks on each of those sides. Now then we go up 2 more blocks, and then have 2 further wall blocks there before connecting up final with the blocks themselves. And now to finish off the base of this structure, we're going to put 2 blocks here, 1 at each end, and then an upside down stair there to give you the finished shape. Now the next stage of this build is going to be to put the roof on top of the shrine itself. So we're going to have one final block at each of these ends for the granite, and then we're done with the granite. Next to that, place 2 sea lanterns, and then 6 prismarine bricks in between those. That gives us the basis for what we're looking to do, and we'll come back to the prismarine later. Next, in the middle of each side, you want to be placing 4 slabs, then come out and down 1 slab, and we want to place, so those are bottom slabs. We want to then place 4 top slabs next to that. Then we're going to place a stair block here and a full dark oak plank there on each side. And the reason that we place those in is so that we can get the effect of when we connect those up, you get a half block there, and when you connect those up, you get the L shape there. So these are just little touches that all add to the finished result. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. Now once you've repeated that process on both sides, we're going to finish off doing this roof. So the first thing that we're going to do on this side is we're going to put 2 slabs sticking out from the end. Then we're going to put a prismarine brick and a full block. Next to that, we're going to put a stair, 2 slabs coming out, and then to finish this side off, we're going to get a dark oak slab and put that on each side, and lastly a prismarine slab on top. And then we're going to repeat exactly the same process over the other side in order to finish this. So coming out with the slabs, then a prismarine brick, a full dark oak slab, stairs, slab, slab on top, and then finish it off with the dark oak slabs themselves around the sides. And that gives us exactly the finished shape that we want. Now we just need to decorate it. So the first thing you want to do is place your banners. The next video on the channel will actually be a tutorial showing you how to do some Japanese style banners, so please make sure you subscribe for that. Once you've put those banners in, 4 on each side, then make sure you put in some lanterns. These are what will add some fantastic lighting when it's night time. And we're going to add them on each of the sides and then 2 in the middle. The next thing we want to add is some of the jungle trapdoors. Now the jungle trapdoors are very close to this granite texture, so that's why they've been chosen. And what you want to do is orient them so you're going on the bottom of the block and then on the top of this block, and that'll make sure that the metal, and we'll do that again, top of that block, bottom of that block, make sure that the metal is pointing in the right direction, and make sure you do that on all 4 sides for the pillars. Then we come down and we do a similar thing just here on the insides, and then finally on the 2 outsides as well. That's it for the jungle trapdoors. Now here, when you place the trapdoor on, you can see that it actually creates that pillar that you want to have. So once you put the dark oak trapdoor on top, then you'll see the block change to the right shape for what we're looking to achieve, and that kind of finishes off the build. Now again, this is optional, but in order for to line up exactly with how this looks in real life, then has got dark going around the actual base of these. So go around each of these, doesn't matter about the orientation, each of these, and then that will give you the finishing touches. Now once you've finished placing those trapdoors, then that is basically your build finished. There are a couple of extra options that you can do. This is actually currently spawnable, so if you want to make it unspawnable, then with the light levels you can just put some carpets across the 4 in the middle. Those are half slabs and stairs, so there's no spawns, and the light levels are fine at the end. The other blocks that you've got here are the ones at the front, and the way that you can get around that is actually by taking some more lanterns if you wish and placing them either side here, and that will ensure that your light levels are correct for the entire build, and then it makes this a non-spawnable structure. As promised at the start of the video, here I've taken the texture pack, and you can see that again it still looks fantastic when you've got the vanilla textures on. So actually your build will look good whether you have a texture pack or not. And the final thing that I'm going to do is show you a quick variant of the color scheme if you don't like the granite too much in the vanilla textures. This is the closest texture to the real shrine itself, but there is the option that you can use some red nether brick, so I'll just pop into a different world to show you that. Now just hopping into a world with some shaders on, you can see the build that we've just created looks fantastic. The other option that you can have if you don't like the granite so much is to go for red nether brick. It has all the same block types so that you can create the same effect. The only difference being that you are replacing all of the dark oak with the dark prismarine instead, and then just adding some jungle buttons where you would have had the jungle trapdoors. And you can also get a fantastic effect by doing that, dependent on your choice. Finally, moving over to my realm, we can see how this build fits in with the rest of the Japanese builds that we're going to be covering in future episodes of on the channel. Please do make sure that you leave a like and a comment, and above all subscribe so you won't miss any future updates. And with that, I would say thank you very much, and thanks for watching.